This is the LTD Media Network, and this. We got the real intro. Okay, thanks for showing that to me. Now, live from the Tom O'Neill Studios and the Tom O'Neill. I screw up. Where is okay? Live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk at the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson. This is Sports Final with Steve the Baxman Baxwell. I'm Harry Von Stuttgart, your astute announcer, and as always, this program sponsored, although we use the word presented by the fine folks at the L2C Media Network. Now, with the scores, the stories, but no highlights because we don't have the rights to those. Here's our man, Steve. Hello, good evening. Oh, there we are. Oh, hi. Hi, yes, that's my beard. And yes, that's computer keyboard. And yes, my cat's fighting. There we go. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to this bizarre display of humanity. Excuse me. Thank you. Welcome to this Dispar. Yeah, Dispar. Yes, this bar is my land. This bar is your land. And everywhere else, it's who gives a damn land. Hey, you want to do this? Okay, we'll do this. Hey, it's our sportscast with the biggest sporty balls in the free world. Our balls are even bigger than ESPN's, which are right now looking like little teeny weeny cocktail wieners. Anyway, kids, welcome to the program. Welcome to the broadcast. We're just getting things all nice, neat, and sanitized for your protection. Can we boost that up? I'm doing your job, Cat. Alrighty. We are here, you are there, and everywhere else. We just got to share. It is time for our sporty balls to be released. Hey, Matt G, how are you this fine evening, day, morning, noon, night? Anyway, got a lot to do, so let us do it. No, I don't want the browser. Okay, we're going to do it the hard way. Thank you very much. Yes. Now it's time for us to get to the basketball point. And for that, we are going to go the opposite way today on our little showgram. We're going to do the college stories first. Once again, there is no G League tonight. There will be, I think tomorrow or Thursday. We'll have to find this out. But right now, let us take you to the Ncaa. That's the NC2 Alphas. And the full scoreboard on the females, yes, the females. No, we did not pump it. There we go. Hi. Oh, that's football scoreboard. We want basketball scoreboard, boys. Come on. Pop us up. Thank you. There we are. There we go. And here we go, face to face. No, we want scores. We want hit the button with the word scores. Excuse me. Hit the button with the word scores. There we go. We have now hit the button with the word scores. We are now going to give you some scores. Won't that be fun? I'm glad it would be. So here we go. Only one game to talk about, so we'll take up some time and talk about it. Nebraska beat number 8 Michigan 79-58. That's about all the time we need to do on that. Let's now go to the men. And the same thing upon thee. Upon thee or upon thee? Upon thee. Okay. Let's get you to Let's get you to the NCAA college basketball scores for the guys now. Here we go. Number one ranked Baylor, an 84-74 victory over Oklahoma. Second ranked Duke, 69. Oh, excuse me. Yes, 69-57 winner over Georgia Tech. Sixth ranked Kansas, 74. Oklahoma State, 63. Ninth ranked Auburn over South Kakalaki, 81-66. 14th ranked Tejas, or Texas, for those of you here up north, beat up on Kansas State by a score of 70-57. 21 ranked LSU over 16th ranked Kentucky, 65-60. Marquette, or Marquette if you prefer, over 16th ranked Providence, 88-56. Number 20, Colorado State, a 67-59 winner over Air Force. 24th ranked Seton Hall, a 71-56 winner over Butler. And of course, 22nd ranked Xavier in Georgetown. They didn't have a game. They were postponed due to the vid. That's right. They didn't have anything because of the vid. Yes, sir. Damn the vid. All right. We going this way now. And we go now to the Professional League, otherwise known as the NBA. Look for the NBA. Anyway, do we have it? Yep, let's go to the hardwood. Anyway, here we go to the hardwood. And by the way, all the scores we bring you are presented by the fine, fun, loving folks at the one, the only Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, we are all Caesars. And right now, the lone game that is going on tonight is at the half. It is the Sacramento Kings 59, the Los Angeles Lakers 57. We got to do the standings after this, folks. Why do we got to do the standings after this? Because there may have been some changes, and maybe we can get back to not making fun of the Lakers. I gotta do something here first. Excuse me, Uno. This is one thing you can never do. There we go. That should be good. Yes, it is. Oh, good. It's clean. It's clean, but you're still. There we go. I know it's your job. A little bit. There we go. Can we just go one? There we go. A little bit up. Little bit up. Now, there we are. Alrighty, let's go to the finals. Memphis Grizzlies over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 110-106. Toronto Raptors finally waking up and bouncing out the San Antonio Spurs, 129-104. And let's move it up a bit. That's right. New York Knicks over the Indiana Pacers, 104-94. The Phoenix Suns, here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun. And they beat the New Orleans Pelicans, 123-110. And there you go on that. Just to be curious for a little bit, let's go to the G League. Boom. Okay, let's go to the G League and see if there are any games that are being played now. If not, then we'll just have to wait and wait patiently. How patient? How patient do we wait? Well, we wait until Wednesday, which is tomorrow, January 5th, which, by the way, just happens to be the day that all of you folks who are AEW wrestling fans should know that AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite will be seen from now on back at the mothership, TBS. That's right, January 5th, AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS. Rampage will still be seen Friday night at 10 on TNT. And don't forget, Saturday, January the 8th, it's the Battle of the Belts live from Charlotte, North Carolina. So there you go. We've done the plug for TNT, TBS, and AEW. And coming up a little bit later, I'll tell you who's going to win the TBS championship tomorrow. Will it be Jade Cargill or Ruby Soho? And I'll give also the keys to victory for both of them. So there we go. We are done with basketball until tomorrow. So we go ba-doom ba-boom. And I'm going to relax. I'm going to be right up here. And there we go. Let's go now from the hardwood to the hard synthetic ice. And let's go to the hard synthetic ice. Thank you, boys. And there's a lot of games going on, so we got plenty of time. Nick Ricada, we will promote him as well. But right now, let's take you to the frozen synthetic ice. And right now, as we go to the second intermission on both games that are still going on, Predators of Nashville lead the Golden Knights of Vegas 2-0. And the Anaheim Mighty Ducks lead the Flyers of Philadelphia 3-1. Now, let's rock and ride with the final scores, including our favorite thing in the free world. And that is the ever popular Molson Cup 3 stars. Sponsored by, of course, Molson. What beer's all about. And if you knew what beer's all about, please let me know. Thank you very much. And I got to take our teleprompter down because I see another bot that needs to be removed. There we go. Sorry, this is a bot-free zone. Sorry, but this is a bot-free zone. All right, here are your Molson 3-star selections. Hornqvist for Florida, 2 goals. Yeah, forgot to give the score. Panthers 6, Flames 2. Hornqvist from Florida with 2 goals. Montour from Florida, 3 assists. And Bobrovsky, 47 saves for Florida. Hala. Boston Bruins beat up on the New Jersey Devils 5-3. Pasternak for Boston, 1 goal. Lazar for Boston, a goal and an assist. And Steen for Boston with 1 goal. The two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning, took out the Columbus Blue Jackets and made them pay for it. 7-2 final score. Palat for Tampa Bay, 2 goals, 1 assist. Point for Tampa Bay, 1 goal, 2 assists. And Perry for Tampa Bay, 1 goal, 1 assist. Hey, 3-2-1. Not bad. The Detroit Red Wings got back on the winning side of things. They defeated the San Jose Sharks by a score of 6-2. Suter for Detroit with 2 goals. Todd Bertuzzi, or Young Bertuzzi. I think it is Young Bertuzzi, his son. Bertuzzi got 2 goals for Detroit, and Larkin got a goal and an assist for Detroit. Final in overtime, the Colorado Avalanche beat the Linda Steel Chicago Blackhawks 4-3. DeBrincat for Chicago, 2 goals. Johnson for Colorado, 2 goals. And Makar for Colorado, 1 goal. Winnipeg Jets over the Arizona Gypsy Coyotes, 3-1. Svechnikov for Winnipeg, 1 goal. Vejmika for Arizona, 46 saves. And Dubois for Winnipeg, 1 goal. Capitals, Canadiens, Islanders, and Kraken all postponed. Dear Lord, what's next? I'll tell you what's next. Let's get to the hockey scores from Collage, if there are any for tonight. I don't know. That's why it's a mystery to us all. And we got something good for tonight. We got 2 games, non-conference for the guys. Holy Cross over Vermont, 4-3. And Mercyhurst over Miami in overtime, 5-4. Now we go to the other side. to see how the ladies played. And here's how they played. Non-conference action. Both games, we don't seem to have a final score over. Why do we not have a final score? Why do they not show up the final scores? Could somebody tell me, please? I mean, come on. Come on. I like to know why there are no scores for Sacred Heart and Yale. Is there no? So neither game got reported. This stinks. No, there are no scores. Okay, we'll just say whoever is operating the website, please get the final scores up. Jeez. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to hit one website, see if anything happens that should happen. There we go. Let's see, do we have anything happening? Okay. Well, in Division One hockey, apparently Princeton defeated. Oh, here we go. Sacred Heart versus Yale. Castleton versus St. Michael's. I think those games either got postponed or everyone's going to keep the score a mystery. So I guess they're going to keep the score a mystery. Fine, dandy. Either that or they've been postponed. I'll take the postponed because why keep scores a mystery? I ask you that question, friends. Come on, quickly. Okay. All righty. So that is college hockey. How about in minor league hockey action? There should be something going on. If not, I'll be blabbing for a long while. Grab a magazine. Okay, let's pig out here. And we have some scores for you. Yes, we do. Why? Because it's a Tuesday. That's right. The Tucson Roadrunners beat the Stockton Heat 2-1. And in a shootout, it was the Iowa Wild shooting the Manitoba Moose 3-2. Okay, over to the Big O, which just happens to be the Ontario Hockey League, and we shall find out if any games occurred. And yes, there was one game. The Sioux beat Sudbury 6-1. Yay. So we got that. Let us go on further in our minor league hockey listings here of scheduleness. Let's go to the ECHL or the East Coast Hockey League. And here we go, kids. We're really flying by on this. Why? Because we love to fly and it shows. Anyway, hi Jedediah Ingeberg, whoever you are. And hi Matt G. All right, let's get to the scores. Let's get to the solutions. So here we go, boys and girls. Do we have any scores? Anything to talk about at this time on January the 4th, 2022, as the wheels continue to fall upon thee? Nope, but tomorrow we will have a lot of games to talk about. So there you go on that mark. And let's go to Southern Professional Hockey League, or the Spiel, as it's called. There you go. And let's go to the scores. If there's any games that were played tonight. Nope, but there will be back. There will be some games Thursday and Friday night. Okay, we're happiness. We're really happy here. There went the Spiel. And let's go to the Federal Prospects Hockey League, the football. Let's go to the football. And I'm going to get me a little drinky poo. And let's go to scores. Nothing going on until probably Friday. And that's true. All right, there we go. Nope, so they'll be back on, I do believe, the 7th. Or somewhere in that pile. Yeah, Friday. Friday they should be back. Okay, so there is your hockey scores right there in a nutshell. That's right. Let us know. Enter the realm. Have we done? Did we do the NBA? I'd like to know if we did the NBA. I don't think we did the NBA. Okay, but we still want oh yeah, we did the NBA. We're going to do the standings. Correct. Correct. Oh boy, we're our. There we go. Let's do the NBA. Let's let's get back and let's do the standings of both the NBA and the hockey. Okay, in the Eastern Conference, here are your big winnies. Chicago still on top, 25 wins, 10 losses. Brooklyn, I'll do it like doing we do on our baseball coverage. Chicago 25-10 are the top dogs in the Eastern Conference. 2 up on the Brooklyn Nets, 23-12, as well as the defending NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks, 25-14. They are Bulls are 3.5 up on Miami, 23-15. They're in 4th. 5.5 up on Philadelphia, 20-16 in 5th place. 5.5 up on Cleveland in 6th with 21-17. They are 7 up on Washington at 19-18. 7.5 up on Charlotte, 19-19. Also 7.5 up on Toronto, 17-17. 8 up on Boston in 10th at 18-19. 11th place, New York. They're 8.5 up on at 18-20. Chicago is 9.5 up on Atlanta at 16-20. 12.5 up on Indiana at 14-24. 18 up on Detroit at 7-28. And 19.5 on the worst team in the NBA right now, Orlando at 7-31. We go now to the Western Conference. Golden State's top dog at 29-7. Half game up on Phoenix at 29-8. 2.5 up on Utah at 27-10 in 3rd. 5.5 up on 4th place Memphis at 25-14. 10.5 up on Denver at 18-17. 5th place Dallas in 6th at 19-18. Also 10.5 up. LA Clippers, they're up 11 on the LA Clippers at 19-19, as well. They are in 7th. Lakers are in that general direction, also 19-19, 11 up. 12.5 up on Minnesota at 9th at 17-20. 14 up on Sacramento at 16-22 for 10th place. 15 up on San Antonio in 11th place at 14-22, as well as 12th place Portland, also at 14-22, also at 15 up. They're 16 up over Oklahoma City in 13th at 13-23, 17 on New Orleans in 14th at 13-25, and 20 up on the 15th place, dead last, Houston Rockets at 10-28. So there you go. I mean, what more can we say? But wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, and that is your NBA standings. Want to do an update on the NHL? Yes, you do. You got to do the update on the NHL. Let's NHL are calling. So we got to punch that thing one more time. All right. That should give us all the thing. Okay, let's do the NHL. And let's give you the standings in the National Hockey League. Yes, National Hockey League. Standings. Yes, we need the standings. By the way, Nick Mercado tonight, he's got another live stream, another edition of Lost Blaney Nearwebs at midnight Eastern, 11 Central on their here on YouTube. So, wow, we, zow, we. And let's one more time hit the standings. Thank you. Okay, let's go for the Eastern Conference, Atlantic Division. The two-time defending champ Tampa Bay back in the top with 49 points. Florida in second at 48. Toronto in third at 44. Boston in fourth with 36. Detroit in fifth with 35. Buffalo in sixth with 26. Ottawa in seventh with 20. And Montreal last again with what's the point? Oh yeah, 18. In the Metropolitan Division, it's the New York Rangers with 48 points, tied with Washington with the same. In second, Carolina in third at 47. Fourth, Pittsburgh with 41. Philadelphia next down the bottom of the line with 32 points. In fifth place. In sixth place, Columbus at 31. In seventh place, New Jersey, same points, 31. And in last, the Islanders at 26 points. In the Western Conference Central Division, 43 points St. Louis, 42 points Nashville in second place. In third place, a little tie between Colorado at 40 and Minnesota at 40. Winnipeg in fifth with 37, Dallas in sixth with 32, Chicago in seventh with 27, and Arizona in eighth with 15. In the Pacific, it is Vegas at 45 in first, Anaheim in second at 41, Calgary third and 40 points, fourth Edmonton at 38, fifth Los Angeles, the Kings at 37, San Jose next up in sixth with 35. Same score, same points as Vancouver, and they're in seventh. And Seattle, newcomers, they have 24 points. So, there, you go. Let us go, kiddies and cadets, to our sports. And here we go. And just because he beat the Ohio State Buckeyes, the rumor mill is a grist. With reports that Jim Harbaugh, the Michigan Wolverine coach, may be going back to the NFL. That's right. As we head to the offseason in college football, a new wave of Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan for the NFL speculation is underway. Latest reports link Harbaugh to Las Vegas Raiders opening, according to our friends at The Athletic. Well, Harbaugh restructured his Michigan deal before the 2021 season began. Since then, Harbaugh has had a win over Ohio State, a Big Ten title, and a college football playoff appearance on his resume. The Raiders fired head coach John Gruden earlier this season amid allegations of controversial remarks resurfaced this season. Harbaugh's previous stint in the NFL saw him lead the 49ers to 3 straight NFC championship games, including a Super Bowl. This year, Harbaugh led Michigan to a 12-2 record, including a Big Ten championship and a win over rival Ohio State for the first time during his tenure. The season ended with a regrettable loss to Georgia in the college football playoff semifinals. Harbaugh 61-24 at Michigan and 119-51 overall in his college coaching career. So, will he want to go back to the NFL? No, I don't think he's going to go back to the NFL. Are you kidding me? No, I think it's better he stay with Michigan. I think he's found himself with something he's going to. I mean, once you get the taste of the college football playoffs, you want more, and I think that's what Jim Harbaugh wants more than anything is to beat Ohio State again and to also be a part of another college football playoff game. Once you get that taste, you can't get it out of your mouth, and Jim Harbaugh knows it. So there you go on that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Although I have a feeling we know what the answer is going to be. All right. Speaking of which, the NFL's worst nightmare could still happen. What are we talking about? Well, when the NFL decided to move the Chargers-Raiders game to Sunday night in Week 18, the season finale, the league did it to add as much drama as possible to the final game of the 2021 season. However, there is one bizarre scenario that could take all the drama out of the Sunday night game, and that scenario would also be the league's worst nightmare. For this bizarre scenario to unfold, only one thing needs to happen, and that one thing is the Jaguars beating the Colts. If Jacksonville pulls off the monstrous upset, that will open the door for both the Raiders and Chargers to make the playoffs. The NFL is hoping the game in Vegas will be a winner take all, but with the Colts' loss, the game wouldn't necessarily be a winner take all, and that's because a tie would get both teams into the postseason, while either team winning would still mean a playoff berth, with the losing team eliminated. If that option is even on the table, that would be a nightmare for the NFL because it means the best option for both teams would be to kneel the ball on every play to ensure a tie. If a tie actually happened on purpose, it would be even crazier because the game is being played in the gambling capital of the world, and you have to think there would be a lot of unhappy gamblers if the game ended in a goose egg tie. Now, although it's unlikely the two teams would end up taking the knee the entire game, it's not crazy to think they could still play for a tie. Both teams could quietly agree to just run up the middle on every play until the clock runs out. Now, if the Colts win, then a tie game option goes out the door, which is probably something the NFL would like to see. Although Indy seems like a lock to beat the Jaguars, after all, the Colts are favored by 15.5 points. It's not a sure thing. For one, the Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. Also, let's not forget that in their past 33 games, the Jags are 2-2 against the Colts and 2-27 against everyone else. For whatever reason, the Jags always play the Colts tough at home. There's a good chance everyone at NFL's headquarters will be hoping the Colts win so they can avoid the potential catastrophe of playing a Sunday night game where the best outcome for both teams is a tie. Now, the idea of the Raiders and Chargers trying to play for a tie might seem preposterous, but something similar has actually happened before. In the '82 World Cup, West Germany and Austria knew a 1-0 win by the Germans would allow both teams to advance to the knockout round, and that's what happened. The West Germans scored in the first 10 minutes, and then everyone pretty much stood around for the rest of the game. It's not to say the Raiders and Chargers will do that, but there's been crazier things to have happened on the final Sunday of the year. For example, take last year to preserve a high draft pick. Former Eagle coach John Pederson benched Jalen Hurts for Nate Sudfeld in the fourth quarter of a 3-point game against Washington. The benching basically ensured the Eagles would lose, which allowed them to get the 6th overall pick instead of the 10th overall that they would have gotten if they won. If the Eagles were willing to tank for a draft pick, it doesn't seem so crazy to think the Chargers and Raiders would do it. to get in the playoffs. The NFL would be pissed if this happened, which is why the league will likely be rooting for the Colts to beat the Jets, and so will I. Bada boom 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 boom. All right, and um, all right. There we go. One more. Okay. The Washington football team will officially have a new name for the 2022 season and beyond. And we know exactly when that name will be revealed. Team President Jason Wright announced the new team name will be unveiled in about a month, February 2nd, 2022, or 22222. Yeah. What? 2222. There we go. Or something bizarre. Wright also announced the two names are no longer under consideration. Mr. Wright was quoted as saying early on, we understood Wolves, or some variation of it, was one of our fan favorites. As I've said all along, we take feedback from our fans seriously, and because of your interest in this name, we put Wolves on a list of options to explore fully. Once we began looking into Wolves, however, we became aware of a notable challenge. Trademarks held by other teams would limit our ability to make the name our own. And without Wolves, or variations like Red Wolves, wouldn't have been viable either for these and other reasons. Understanding the weight and importance of our team name and excitement around other name options, both internally and within our fan base, we didn't want to risk going down a route that could be dotted with legal hurdles. The prospect of years of litigation wasn't something that we wanted you, our fans, to have to bear as you begin to embrace a new brand. With Wolves and Red Wolves out of the running, the mystery still there. Where are you here? With Wolves and Red Wolves out of the running, the mystery still isn't solved on what the team's new nickname will be. Washington CEO Tanya Snyder was on Adam Schefter's podcast in September and revealed 8 names are under consideration. But the organization was reportedly down to 3 finalists. The 8 names under the consideration: Armada, Presidents, Brigade, Defenders, Red Hogs, Commanders, Red Wolves, and same that they are present. Washington football team. Though it was later clarified that a WFT spokesperson indicated the list of 8 names is a selection of names that were highlighted in their Making a Brand video. Not a final list of potential name candidates. Still, Red Wolves are out, and the Washington football team also doesn't appear to be returning, leaving Armada, Presidents, Brigade, Defenders, Red Hogs, and Commanders. And I think they're going to go up for Red Hogs. Now, that is, of course, if those were in fact the final 8. Wright also wrote, we are confident that this identity is one that our team and our fans across D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and beyond can rally behind for another 90 years or more as we continue to cheer on the burgundy and gold in this next chapter. Wow. Okay. And Antonio Brown still, believe it or not, Antonio Brown is still in Tampa Bay and could possibly play Sunday. Ooh, this could be fun. Antonio Brown may never play another down in the NFL after leaving the field in the middle of Sunday's game for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brown has had plenty of chances to stick around in the league, yet he has had a controversial exit from all the 4 teams he's played for in his 12-year career. Now, does Brown deserve another opportunity in the NFL after his latest actions? Again, another chance regardless. Josina Brown, NFL insider for CBS Sports, says that Brown has another job playing wide receiver in the NFL if he wants one. Basically, some team will take a chance at Brown even with all his transgressions. Based on his play in the field, Brown has had a Hall of Fame career. He's the only player in NFL history with 6 consecutive seasons of 100-yard catches, and the only player to have 6 straight seasons of 1,000 catches and 100 catches and 1,000 receiving yards. Now, distractions aside, teams seem to have an interest in adding Brown to their roster whenever he becomes available. Head coach Bruce Arians said after Sunday's game that Brown is, quote, no longer a Buck, end quote. But the team hasn't officially released Brown yet. And may not for the remainder of the 2021 season, meaning the teams that have an interest in him wouldn't be able to use him until next season at the earliest. To be continued. Okay, I think we will. Okay, we've read all that. Let's head on over to the awful bit. Yep, awful announcing. And we have a little bit of a breaking news update on a developing story. Take a drink. A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer. Delicifying. Okay, well, it's over. It's done with, and we can now be happy. Months after her last appearance on ESPN, Rachel Nichols is now gone from the network. In August, ESPN pulled Nichols from NBA programming and canceled her show The Jump, which was later replaced by the Malika Andrews-hosted NBA Today. That came after a July New York Times piece detailing the comments Nichols made to LeBron James advisor Andy Mendelsohn on July 2020 phone call from her hotel room with those comments about Maria Taylor. ESPN's diversity record and ESPN's plan to replace Nichols with Taylor on NBA Finals coverage, recorded on a video feed for her show that was still running. Those comments then were recorded off ESPN servers by an ESPN employee and were passed around inside and outside ESPN studios, the campus. After that Times piece, Nichols offered an on-air apology for her comments, and Taylor left for NBC, as we predicted long ago. And Nichols was pulled from not only the final sideline reporting, but also her show got canceled after she got pulled off as well, which made it seem unlikely she'd appear on ESPN again, but Nichols was still under contract, though, through at least a good part of 2022. That has now changed. The New York Post reporter Andrew Marchand reported tonight that the sides have reached a settlement, allowing Nichols to explore other opportunities effective immediately. Settlement agreement came a long time. She was making in the neighborhood of $1.5 million to $2 million per year, according to sources. It's going to be interesting to see where Nichols goes from here. She's been in sports journalism since the 90s, starting as a newspaper writer for the Fort Lauderdale Sun-Sentinel, and then the Washington Post, then ESPN, moving to CNN in 2013 and returning to ESPN in 2016. She has background covering a wide range of sports over the years and was one of the most prominent figures covering the NBA over the past few years. But the saga around those 2020 comments led to a lot of internal criticism from her from other ESPN figures, even for a Times piece, including from NBA Countdown personalities. And the publication of those comments led to wide-ranging external criticism of her. So any hire of her at another sports media outlet seems likely to lead some flack for that outlet. We'll see what happens next. It should also be noted that while Nichols and Taylor are both gone from ESPN, that doesn't mean the impact of the saga are over. A significant part of this whole saga was about ESPN management. both with the initial decision to take the previously announced finals role from Nichols and give it to Taylor, which prompted Nichols' comments in the first place. Then, with their decision after the video of Nichols' comments started circulating internally, including calling the initial attempted leak of some of those comments to the current non-lineal Deadspin, which published a 4-byline piece calling the leader in ESPN creep. And there we go. Hello, we chopped that off there. Come on, get back up there. Get me back up here too. And let's see. Where are we? Here we go. At times, and say Nichols didn't say anything significant, indefensible, and an intrusion on Rachel's privacy. The Times piece in July detailed ESPN's various attempts at addressing Nichols' comments, which did not solve the problem, and ESPN President Jimmy Pitaro eventual memo that after that piece only raised further questions on when and why they decided to remove Nichols from the finals in favor of Taylor. So it's worth keeping in mind that while the principal figures have now both exited, the issues of inconsistent decisions at ESPN about on goals and the discipline therein, and individual ESPN figures leaking specific information to the media still remain, including the continuing thought that the noise that was being heard during the NBA stint in Orlando by one of the NBA players apparently wasn't him bouncing a ball, but bouncing Rachel Nichols. Yeah, we heard that one forward, didn't we, kids? All right. Doug Deccan is retiring as the Browns radio analyst after over 3 decades in that role and a half-century with the team. Cool. Good job, my friend. And let's see what else we got. Oh, yeah. One more little media guffaw before we go to our international area. Oh, come now. Thank you. Gino Ariema went on a sarcastic rant Monday night on the UConn women's basketball coaches show in response to pre-Christmas comments from a longtime coaching rival. As a refresher, former Notre Dame coach Muffin McGraw accused ESPN of pro-UConn bias, citing the Bristol connection, despite the fact that most of UConn's games do air on Sportsnet New York, or SNY. McGraw is actually now an ACC network analyst as well, which falls under ESPN's umbrella. Obviously, McGraw probably isn't worried about repercussions given her stature in the sport, but it was still fascinating to see someone on the inside making claims like this. Last night, though, Ariema was in no mood to entertain them, going full scorched earth on the claims and even suggesting that McGraw isn't worth listening to. Michelle Vopel wrote it up for ESPN.com, as with her original story on McGraw, it's quite even-handed. Now, what's interesting here is McGraw's comments were much more critical of ESPN, again, technically her current employer, than they were of UConn. Obviously, in a world where a network as powerful as ESPN, well, I wouldn't say powerful, is in the world of college sports, put their hand on a lever, there could be some on-court benefits to that kind of exposure and possible coverage, but Ariema is also right that 11 national championships can't be traced back to a network that doesn't even air a majority of their games. Where he loses points, though, is with how personal he went with his response, suggesting that Hall of Famer McGraw was never taken seriously, feels a little disgraceful. And it's unclear why he felt the need to go in on this issue so vigorously. And there's your media highlight. Let's pop you over to some soccer. That's right, we're talking soccer. Coming up as we do so right here, right now. In the EFL Trophy League, it is Rotterdam over Crewe Alexandria 4-2. Harrogate over Carlisle United 1-0. Hartlepool over Bolton 1-0. Wigan over Oldham 6-0. Carlton over Milton Keynes 1-0. Sutton over Colchester 2-1. League Two action: Ford Green Rovers and Exeter City tied at 0. Irish Premiership: Crusaders over Cliftonville 2-0. Spanish Copa del Rey: Ponferradina over Espanyol 1-1 in tie, but Espanyol won 3-0 in penalty. The French Coup de France: Lens and Lille tied at 2, and Lens won 4-3 on penalties. In the Greek Super League, it was Giannina 1 and Ionikos 0, and Astros Tripolis 1, OFI 0. So we are down to our next to last segment, folks, and that is live sport, or as we like to call it now, our fun-loving thing that we like to do. Go around the world in a daze, and I am in truly a daze. Right now, let's give you an update in the NBA. In the fourth quarter, 4 minutes in, it is Sacramento 96, Los Angeles Lakers 89. And in the National Hockey League, 2 games to update you on. In third period, 12 minutes on, Anaheim Ducks over the Philadelphia Flyers 3-1. And 10 minutes into the third period, it's Nashville 3, Vegas Golden Knights 0. In Extraliga in the Czech Republic, Kesk Bujovic beat Mlade Bolsav 2-1. In overtime, Litvinov over Plzeň 4-3. Pardubice over Montfeld 4-1. Vikovic over Trinec 5-2. Ziln over Kladno 3-1. Olmuk over Liberec 4-3 in overtime. And Sparta Prague over Kmeta Brno also won overtime 3-2. In the World Test Series cricket, Bangladesh defeated New Zealand by 8 wickets. And in the World Test Series, after day 2, India leads by 58 runs with 8 wickets remaining in the second innings. And in the Ashes, Australia won the toss and elected to bat. Game is still going on as we speak. Well, before we leave the air, we have a birthday. And that birthday is, if we can get up the script here. There you go. Let's tell you right now that, there we go. La da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da. Hello, hello, hi. Okay, let's we got just one more thing here. We're going to try to get everything done possible. And here we go. Oh, let's no. Let's do this one here. Okay, there we go. Oh, come on. Why are you doing this to me now? There we go. Thank you very much. If we can find things here. Yes. We got to say, before we leave the airwaves, we have to say, there we go. And before we leave the air, we got to do this. Why? Because it is our sworn duty as a real freaky sports show to wish a happy birthday. But before we do that, earlier today on my Twitter page, I gave you the tail of the tape. As you know, tomorrow night begins a new AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite on the mothership TBS. January 5th is here, and that means that AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite airs now live 8 o'clock Eastern Time on the mothership of pro wrestling, TBS. And they have got a big event. It is the finals of the TBS Women's Championship, Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho. Earlier today on Twitter, I did a tail of the tape, and now I'm going to give keys of the match for both of the combatants. Now, for Ruby Soho to win the title from Jade Cargill, she would have to, first of all, neutralize anything going on outside the ring. She would, of course, have to bring out two of her friends. And I use that term in the quote unquotes. And I speak of Thunder Rosa and Ty Conti. Why? Because we know Jade Cargill likes to bring her, I guess you could say, quote unquote, agent / pseudo lawyer. And now with the mysterious wrestler that knocked out Thunder Rosa, Mercedes, with Mercedes now in AEW. Let's see here. Hello. How are you? Yes. Mercedes Martinez, now part of Team Cargill. The keys for Ruby Soho to win are simple, and it relies on two of her faves, Thunder Rosa and Ty Conti. That will neutralize her lawyer and Mercedes Martinez as well. That'll get things even. Also, she's got to watch out for Mercedes. She and her have already met many times, and in some ways, Ruby has, done very fair against Mercedes Martinez. Also, speed, skill, and to think one step ahead of Jade Cargill. That, you may got a chance. Now, on the other side of the coin for Jade Cargill, it's very simple. And it is use your speed. Don't play the fans. Don't play the audience. Put them out of your mind. And I say that also for Ruby Soho. Get the audience, get the crowd out of your mind. Concentrate on wrestling Jade, and Jade concentrate on wrestling Ruby. And also, for both ladies, Larry Zbyszko once said about pro wrestling and events such as this, that it is a game of human chess. You wait for that one mistake. Now, yes, these are good wrestlers. They are equal to anything the men have. But they can also have a little off day, as it were. One slight mistake from either one and their opponent, and from either one, could open the door for the other to take the title. And right now, For me to predict the winner would be insane because both have got speed, stamina, techniques. They are literally, their mindset is equal. They're equal, as I said, in strength and stamina. And the only way I could tell I can give anyone an edge, it's got to be if they make a mistake. Now, for Ruby Soho, she does have a little weakness, and it's that shoulder. Jade's already exposed that. So, for Ruby to protect that shoulder, she'd have to watch out for Jade. She will attack that shoulder at the first, and just as the bell rings, that shoulder is going to be a target. So, Ruby Soho would have to watch out for that. Otherwise, Ruby has a chance because if there's one thing Jade does, and we have seen this many times, she sometimes plays to the audience. She can't let that happen. She can't let any outside distractions. Neither one don't want any outside distractions to interfere. If I was a betting man, and I sometimes are, I would say Jade Cargill has a slight edge. But, as we've seen many times in many other areas, Ruby Soho has always had a way of getting out of jams. So, a slight edge to Ruby Soho, but, and it's a big but, Jade Cargill may be your TBS champion if she doesn't slip up. She doesn't allow any distractions, including from the crowd. She doesn't play to that crowd. She's got a chance. One slip up, and Ruby Soho will be your champion. And in the same vein, one slip up, Jade Cargill will be your champion. Right now, the edge does belong to Cargill in height. There is a slight height differential that could play in this match. But again, it's a game of human chess. Each move has to be calculated. But if you allow any distractions, you're going to make that mistake. And also, so it could go either way. I'm thinking my head wants to pick Ruby Soho, but my gut feeling says this is Jade's to win. Either way, you're going to be in for a fun night tomorrow night. AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite live on their new home, the home of professional wrestling, TBS, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And before we say our goodnights, gotta do this because it is our responsibility, nay, our honor, our privilege to do this, ladies and gentlemen. I think we lost it. Boo-hoo. Why do we lose these things? Okay, let's do a bring in. Boom. And here we go. So here we go. Oh, 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 happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday, Brother Bryce Rinsberg. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brother Remsberg. That is your real name, and from henceforth, the Bryce will always be right. Oh, there you go. Happy birthday done by Elvis. That is our tradition here on this broadcast. A little happy birthday done Elvis style. So thank you all very much for watching this here little program as both the chair and the set try desperately to break away, but we refuse. Let's go wrap it up. Thank you all very much. Have a great night, good morning, and good Lord, it's late. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. We are low budget, but we are not low class. That's it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 11:35 p.m. on the Eastern Seaboard, 8:35 p.m. on the Western Shore. Until then, Steve the Baxman Baxley for Harry von Stuttgart and everybody else. And the birthday boy, Bryce, use right. Da, 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 da. Good night, everybody. Be well. Aloha.